Before witness support in Chattanooga even existed, a young mother was set to be a key witness against a gang member for the murder of her friend. Well, that mother was Bianca Horton, and she was killed. And now, nearly 10 years after her death, a jury in Hamilton County found the last of her killers guilty and sentenced him to life in prison.
Her murder opened the eyes of police in Chattanooga that something was missing. It helped spark the creation of more support for those who want to speak up in the pursuit of justice. News Channel 9's Lily Butler brings us more in this special report.
The trial of the last of 3 suspects in the murder of Bianca Horton came with protections not often seen in Hamilton County Court. Witnesses we didn't identify by name, image, or even voice, all in an effort to keep them safe, because this case showed Chattanooga that identifying a gang member can be dangerous.
She was willing to die to say enough. She paid the ultimate price.
Bianca Horton had identified Cortez Sims and was set to testify against him in court when she was murdered in May 2016. At the time, there was not a program to support witnesses in Chattanooga.
After her passing, there were community agencies and city departments who came together to essentially establish what we now call Witness Support Fund.
Bianca spoke to News Channel 9 about her desire to tell the truth months before she was found dead.
I was thankful that he was caught, because now I can get to the justice phase for me, my daughter, and my friend.
Nearly 10 years later, one of 3 men accused of silencing Bianca sentenced to a life behind bars.
Everything indicated that Baptist Park Bloods were solely responsible for the murder of Bianca Horton.
And support for victims and witnesses has expanded.
Helping them identify who are your safe contacts, thinking about your emotional well-being, physical well-being, maybe if they're, needing to stay with a friend or a family member for a period of time.
Hannah Walling is the Chattanooga Police Department Victim Services and Chaplains Director.
It is not uncommon for our staff daily to have conversations with individuals who no longer feel safe because of the crime has occurred.
Taylor Walker, CPD's homicide sergeant, said this case had a ripple effect on some of the more than 30 homicides in 2016, the year Bianca was murdered.
I do think that it created an environment where people were a little reluctant to speak with us pertaining to the homicides that occurred after that, after Bianca's death.
But
thankfully now we have the Victim Services Unit in place and more resources now than we did then.
Walling says victim services can include things like counseling and navigating the legal process, but there are more extreme cases a few times a year.
To try to provide some support to individuals who, because of their participation, now no longer feel safe in Chattanooga, need to relocate.
But it's not what you often see on crime TV shows or movies. She said there just isn't the money to pay for full relocations.
It's going to be what are the urgent, immediate things that we need to do to get someone access to safety. So typically it's going to be looking at a few $100s per individual.
Walling says whatever does exist in the Witness Support Fund comes from community donations.
There's not dedicated city dollars for that or dedicated state resource at this time.
Walker says protecting victims starts long before court, with what names and personal information they include in records like arrest reports and search warrants, all in an effort to try and keep what happened to this young mother from happening again.
A witness is killed to avoid his prosecution or Texas. That's what set this entire chain of events into motion.
Lily Butler, News Channel 9.
We asked why there are not taxpayer dollars dedicated to keeping victims safe. The city said they had no comment, and the TBI said they do not have witness protection, but do have a victim services unit.